to the Alchemy of Awakening podcast on Awakening Airwaves. I'm Holly, an Ascension Visionary, here to demystify the awakening and offer an eclectic blend of monthly wisdom and grounded guidance to help you navigate your journey with greater ease. I'll share powerful tools like the Akashic Records, channeling the universal sphere, and more. I'll share insights rooted in love, ease, and the deep knowing of your inherent brilliance. You came to shine, and this podcast is here to lovingly support you in doing just that. It's my absolute joy to be here with all of you today and every month moving forward. My name is Holly Hawkins, and I'm an Ascension guide using a myriad of spiritual tools, with the Akashic Records, channeling, and the universal sphere being the most prominent ones. And I'm also a teacher. Foundationally, that is who I am. So whatever I do, I also love to teach and share it with others. Because one of my foundational visions of life is following the proverb, give a man a fish or give a woman a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. I'm deeply passionate about teaching others to feel empowered with their personal journey of transformation and awakening, using whatever tools resonate with them. After all, many of us have a lot of tools in our spiritual toolbox, don't we? The Alchemy of Awakening podcast is a platform in support of our awakening, our ascension, and it's a heart-centered space where we awakened who we truly are at our core, where we learn to tap into our inner light and awareness and live full out in alignment with our soul's intentions for this lifetime. I believe that all that we dream and desire absolutely is possible. Even if we've not experienced it yet in this lifetime, I believe that our dreams and desires are literally the seeds of potential shared with us by our soul, and that we can experience a life that is filled with joy, expansion, connection, and abundance on all levels. Alchemy of Awakening is your home to uncover and discover the brilliant light of you so that you shine and fulfill your soul's purposes. You came to share your light, and the world is waiting for you. Now, before I dive into today's topic, I have to say that I'm actually really chuckling to myself. I've been sort of smiling quietly to myself as I was getting ready to record this first episode, because this has truly been a long time in coming. And I can't believe now here it is. So it was 7 years ago that I first put notes on my phone with my vision, tons of ideas and topics with what I wish to share on a podcast. I have years worth of topic ideas that I've wanted to share. 7 years ago, I was clear and I wanted to host a podcast. Thankfully, I never deleted that note on my phone, and I've kept adding to it over and over again throughout the years. So now, 7 years later, here I am, beginning. Who knew? Starting Alchemy of Awakening right now is such a great reminder to be clear on your dreams and desires. Hold the outcome with grace, without demand, and then when the time is right, it will come to fruition. 7 years ago, did I know or have any kind of inkling that I wouldn't even begin until now? Absolutely not. In fact, there were so many times over those 7 years that I really felt frustrated and stuck that I had not started a podcast yet. But now I also realize that I truly wasn't ready then. I was filled with desire, that's true, but knowing the journey of my life that has gone on from then until now, this is the timing that makes complete sense. So hold on to your dreams. Never let them go. And with all that being said, I'm going to invite you to sit back, relax, and let's dive in to episode number 1 of Alchemy of Awakening. So today I want to start by laying a foundation, which is where we start everything, right? And just like the foundation of a home or a building, it really creates a solid platform that literally holds the home or the building so that it can do what it's intended to do. And without a strong foundation, the integrity of a building is not sound. So here are some foundational or core beliefs that I want to share in the beginning. And then we're going to move into the conversation about the unified field, the field of infinite possibilities, and solution energy, some of my top favorite things to talk about. So foundational idea or belief number 1, I absolutely believe that we can heal. And more than that, we can thrive. No matter what has happened to you, no matter what you've experienced, you can get to the other side. Okay, just giving a pause there, just feel that. We can thrive, we can heal. Even if we haven't connected with a solution yet, it's available to us. And we're going to talk more about that soon. The second foundational idea is that I absolutely believe that all we desire is possible for us. Again, even if we haven't experienced it yet, or that we haven't embodied the experience of it yet, I absolutely believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that our deep desires flow from our heart and our soul. And I view them as like little breadcrumbs guiding us to our potential. Third one, we do not have to be fully healed in order to embrace or embody our dreams. So many people I've worked with in my practice have spent years and even decades on a deep healing journey, ridding themselves of the layers of their wounds, their traumas, all of that. And I've done the same myself. And each time we get through a layer, we're hoping for that breakthrough energy to feel that level of perfection that allows us to finally feel like we're fully worthy of experiencing our dreams. Many of the people I've worked with have felt like I can't have my dreams and desires until I get rid of everything and I'm perfectly healed on all levels. But this is just not true. You can be perfectly imperfect exactly how you are right now and move towards your dreams and desires. Absolutely. So that's my starting point for my foundational little nuggets. We're going to be doing some deeper dives into each of those topics in future episodes. And I'm going to invite you right now to feel free to leave a comment. If any of those sort of pluck your heartstrings, feel exciting, or maybe even a little confrontational, I'd love to hear what you feel about those 3 foundational ideas. You might have already had those ideas for yourself, or you may feel like, that's a new idea. Maybe it's exciting to you. So now what we're going to do is we're going quantum. We're going universal. And I can't wait to share with you about this brilliant field of infinite potential that we all exist in, that each of us is individually in already, and how to work with these frequencies to easily create changes. Now, in this time we have together, we're not going to go super deep, but I'm going to leave you, as with most episodes, something to do. I love to give something to do and work with about anything I talk about. That's how we ground it and make it real for ourselves. So scientists, physicists, neuroscientists, and even spiritual thought leaders all talk about the fact that we exist in a unified field. For example, Dr. Tony Nader, a neuroscientist, as well as an Ayurvedic scholar, said, in physics, we find that the most fundamental field, the unified field, is silent, and yet it contains within it the potential for all expressions of life and nature. Isn't that beautiful? The unified field contains all the potential for all expressions of life and nature. And then Derek Rydell, who's a spiritual teacher and also an author, says this about the unified field. What you want is already here in the unified field of pure potential. Everything you need to fulfill your greatest desire is already part of your being. How incredible is that? And we often don't relate to life that way, do we? That there's this beautiful unified field, that everything you need to fulfill your greatest desire is already part of your being because we are part of the unified field. So let's talk about this unified field for a moment. It's a highly refined, multidimensional energetic field that contains the pure potential of everything. And it's not just about our physical 3D, 4D world, but all of it, all that is. It's a little mind-blowing, and I know that our human mind doesn't really get it very well, but this is where we're going to begin. You see, because very often we think, oh, the unified field is out there somewhere, like it's out in space, right? It's not out there. It's right here. It's right where we are. We, each and every one of us, including your pets, including your home, including life around you, we are all an intrinsic part of this unified field. We're connected and interwoven into this field of pure potential. The unified field is also inclusive. And what I mean by that is there's nothing outside of this field, which again, because we live in a world of polarity, it's easy for us to feel like, well, something's inside or outside or part of it and not part of it. But in this concept of the unified field, it contains all, every thought, all the energies, vibrations, potentials, whether we know about it or not in our human experience on planet Earth. Because our human experience on planet Earth is a tiny little microcosmic piece of the macrocosm of the unified field. Now, I call the unified field the field of infinite possibilities. Now, why do I call it that? Because Ishtara, who is one of the beautiful light beings who I've been channeling for 14 or 15 years, initially started calling the unified field the field of infinite possibilities. There may be others who refer to it that way, but just through my channeling, that's how it came through. And it's been such a beautiful experience to relate to the unified field as the field of infinite possibilities. And so what this means is every possibility exists in this field. It contains all we know and a massive amount more that we don't know yet, not yet. But the vibrational potential exists for everything in the field of infinite possibilities. So what this also means is that there's something that I also hold near and dear, is something called solution energy, which Ishara identified also. That's what she started calling it. Solution energy is a part of this field of infinite possibilities. Now, what does that mean? Simply put, it means that there absolutely, vibrationally, energetically is a solution to absolutely anything and everything we can experience. Now, we might not have connected with solution energy yet, or the solution yet, but in this field of pure potential, the field of infinite possibilities, the vibrational solution you would be seeking or desiring exists already. So I'm going to invite you now, if you want, to just imagine for a moment and bring to mind something that you're struggling with. It could be something that you haven't exactly found a solution or an answer to yet. And because you haven't found that solution or answer, you might have a lot of feelings around it. It might also be something where you've tried a lot of things to find the answer or solution, resolve it, heal it, transform it. Just open up to that for a moment. And then what I'd like to invite you to do is simply open your energy, open your awareness to this idea, the truth, that you live right now in a field of infinite possibilities. You exist already intrinsically in a field where the solution exists to what that conundrum or problem or satisfaction of your desire is. Again, even if you haven't connected with it yet. But vibrationally, it is absolutely part of the field of infinite possibilities. That's not out there, but part of the energetic field you're intrinsically part of right here, right now. And as you open up to this, as you consider this, I'm inviting you here to open up your body and invite your body to relax. And breathe in that slow, relaxed, deep way, and open to the idea that the solution is available. Now, your mind, which is incredibly brilliant, might tap you on the shoulder and remind you, well, what is the solution? How come I don't know what it is? If your mind starts getting chattery with you, just ask it to settle down, tell it you're busy, ask it to just be quiet for a few minutes and you'll get back to it. But as you open up to this idea, is I have this conundrum, something I haven't solved yet, but there is a solution available. Just notice how you feel with that. Now, for me, whenever I consider the idea that there's always a solution available, even if I don't know what it is yet, it fills me with hope. I can find myself relaxing a bit, and it can be quite exciting and uplifting. So just notice that. And if you would like, I'm going to invite you to type into the comments how you might be feeling with the idea of the field of infinite possibilities with solution energy, and that there is a solution to anything you desire, once again, even if you haven't connected with it yet. I wanted to share a little bit of an example from my own life. So several years ago, I was struggling with something in my business. I felt I knew what I had to do, what I wanted to do, but it absolutely was not happening, at least not according to my vision. And I felt frustrated. I felt stuck. I felt thwarted. And I even wondered if I could actually achieve the success that I was envisioning. I was wondering if I could work with all the beautiful soul clients that I knew I was here to support. And the truth is, I truly did not know what to do. And I remember very clearly standing in the living room of the home I was living in at that time. And I took a deep breath, expanded my energetic field. And how do you do that? Just imagine your energy field expanding. And I held my awareness that there was a solution to this, even if I had not connected with what it was. And as I did that, I really remember feeling some relief to the burdens I felt like I was holding, because I was feeling insufficient, not good enough because of the challenge. But what also came over me was this deep sense of peace and acceptance just washed through me. And then I didn't think about it or focus on it anymore. And then not long after that, a new opportunity came in. Now, it wasn't the exact same day, but it was within a couple of weeks. And when this opportunity came in, I knew clearly that it was the solution that I was hoping for. It was different than what I was expecting, but I knew intuitively that it was the solution that I was hoping for. And it was also a consequence of me holding that awareness without judgment that there actually was a solution out there. So continuing on here, because we do need to go a little bit deeper with this. As I mentioned, the field of infinite possibilities is a field of energy, of vibration, of frequencies. So these are not solid in the 3D sense of the word. It's a field of pure energetic potential, and what solidifies those vibrations to make them real in your life is your energy of choice. Now, I'm going to do a future episode expressly on the energy of choice because it's so important to embody the energy of choice in the achievement of our dreams and visions. But we'll do that later. So when we're thinking about all this, the question naturally comes up is, what do I do with all this? How in the world does knowing this help me? And I understand. So first of all, very often the ideas of the field of infinite possibilities and solution energy, just even opening up to this, like, oh, I live in a field of infinite possibilities. I didn't even know that. And I love the idea of solution energy, that there absolutely is a solution to anything I could have a problem with. So very often in the initial stages, it's very inspiring and uplifting and hope instilling for people. Just knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that the vibrational possibility of what you envision or desire is a vibrational reality already in existence. Whew, that's great, isn't it? The fact that you've not experienced it yet doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, nor it doesn't mean that it's not possible. So secondly, we can open up to these new energetic potentials without the data first. So in our everyday lives, we often feel that we need to see evidence of our dreams and desires in our physical world or our real world first. And then once we see it there, then we can believe it's possible. For example, oh, I see that guy. Oh, now I feel like it's possibility to have a great love. Or, wow, I just got offered that job. Now I feel like it's a possibility for me to move forward in my career the way I want. Okay. So very often we start holding the energy of something after we see the evidence in our 3D world. And when we begin to work with the unified field, the field of infinite possibilities, we actually do it in reverse. We begin to hold the potential of the energies first without the 3D data, because we're holding that energy in our energy field and we live in a magnetic universe. And so as we hold it in our energy field, living in a magnetic universe, we can draw in what matches, okay? It allows our energies to align with the possibilities. So we're going to do it in reverse that way. So because I like to get practical with a lot of this esoteric stuff, let's explore how you can take what I've just started to share here today and begin working with it. So, because that's where we need to pivot now, because I believe it's one thing to share an idea, and sometimes that's helpful or inspiring or interesting, But if we really want to incorporate or create change, we want to know, how do we start working with it? Okay. So I have a couple of suggestions, of course. You're going to find out through this series that I love to offer grounded, practical, applicable suggestions that are doable right now. Right now. So suggestion number one. And this is more like a visualization. So I'm going to talk my way through it. So you can always come back to this part of this recording and follow along with it if you like. But what you want to do is open up to just one at a time, I think is good because it helps you focus, a dream or desire that you have. Or consider what it is that you'd like to experience, even if you don't know exactly how it will happen. And as you bring that into your awareness, close your eyes down and begin to shift your awareness to the space of your heart. And what that means is just draw your inner awareness to your physical heart, your heart chakra, the center of your chest. Our energy flows where our attention is. So as soon as you pay attention to your heart, you're automatically shifting to your heart space. And as you shift your awareness to your heart space, start to breathe just long, relaxed, slow, and deep. And as you do that, you want to drop your shoulders, relax your jaw, and begin to open up to the idea that you are part of the unified field. You are an intrinsic part of all that is. The unified field is not out there in a distant place and time. The unified field is right here where you are now. And begin to visualize. And if you don't feel good at visualizing, just imagine beautiful filaments of energetic light that are the network of the unified field all around you. They're glowing light filaments. They can be whatever color you imagine. They're generally invisible to our human eye, but they're real nonetheless. And as you begin to imagine them around you, notice that they continue out as far as you can see and beyond that. They're boundless. And as you begin to anchor into that awareness, then also notice that these filaments of light that conduct the wisdom of the universe flow into and through you as well. You are connected with this network of universal frequencies. Breathe in again and see yourself expanding your awareness into the universe, into that field of infinite possibilities. And then consider what it is that you'd like a solution to or an experience of. And then tell yourself that there is a solution in the field of infinite possibilities. As you see, feel, and experience these beautiful filaments of universal light flowing through you, feel yourself open to receive. And you don't need to come away with from this experience with a clear solution yet. Imagine that you're opening your energy field. Okay? And just sit in that energy for as long as you wish. Some of you are going to really enjoy that visualization or imagining. Just do that for as long as that feels good to you. And then go about your day with the confidence that there is a solution. There is a solution. And that's how you become a solution-oriented person. A second way to work with these energies is to become aware of judgment. Now, that may sound kind of like a bummer, but the truth is we all hold some level of judgment. So you want to become aware of judgment you're holding, and especially the judgment you hold against yourself, conscious and unconscious, against your circumstances, maybe that you're not feeling good enough, or you should have done it better. Okay. We all are familiar with that energy of self-judgment or judgment for the world around you. One of the really important energetic concepts is that judgment does not create a pathway of change. And we judge ourselves harshly, and we judge the world harshly, and we judge other people harshly or circumstances harshly, and judgment never changes, not in a sustainable, ongoing way. So if you're not feeling good enough, if you have any sense of failure, or you're doomed to not get where you want, or you believe that your karma is not letting you have what you desire, what you want to be able to do to break through the cycle of judgment is to shift your focus. Shift your focus. Our focus is literally where our energy flows to and goes to. So if you think of what you're focusing on as literally energetic fertilizer, as you know, what you fertilize is going to grow. It's getting more nutrients. If you fertilize a plant, it grows stronger, bigger, more abundant than one that's not fertilized. So the question is, are you focusing and fertilizing on what you want or what you don't want? Generally, when we're in a cycle of judgment or criticism, we're focusing on what we don't want. So when we notice it, we don't need to judge ourselves for that. We want to just shift our focus as what is it that I want to focus on? So it can be focused on everything that you are doing right and correct. You can focus on envisioning and feeling the emotions of your success. How are you going to feel around that? Okay. So if you notice that you're focused on what you don't want, as I said, shift your focus to what you do want. Drop into expanding your energy field, open to how you would feel when that dream or desire is realized, and really let yourself go there. So you're bringing in the energy of your desires into your awareness, into your energetic field now. And when we work this way, we might get what we want. We might receive exactly what we expected. But what I love about working with the unified field and the field of infinite possibilities is sometimes what comes in is not what we were expecting, but it's pretty darn amazing. And we see that it really is the expression of what is really aligned with us, with our dreams and desires. Because if it's aligned with our energies and our vision, it becomes less important if it's exactly the specifics of what we envisioned, because we just feel amazing that we get to have that experience and that dream realized. Now, one way that I work with the field of infinite possibilities is with the universal sphere, which is something I mentioned right at the beginning. It's a really simple, energetic experience that helps you harness these multidimensional frequencies from the unified field and literally bring them into your own life and your own experience. Now, as you also heard, I teach people, because I love to teach people, but I teach people how to utilize the universal sphere in their own lives or in the lives of their clients. And I wanted to share with you that if you'd like to start working with the unified field, I am offering an experience with the universal sphere coming up later this month. It's the next installment of a series that I'm offering every month called Our Awakening Energies. And this month, we're exploring an energy of worthiness. Worthiness is so essential for us to be able to receive and anchor in the energy of our desires. So each one of these workshops are complimentary. They're 1 hour. And during the event, you don't need to know how to do the universal sphere. You'll be receiving universal spheres to more deeply embody the energy of worthiness. Every single month, I'm offering this up with a different topic as we're going through our awakening energies on a monthly basis. So you'll get to feel and experience, again, harnessing these frequencies that we're focused on from the unified field and bring them into our body, our mind, our emotions, our energetic fields, so that we can live in that vibrational field more easily. Now, these little 1 hour workshops, they're open to everyone, and the recording will be available to everyone who registers in case the timing doesn't work out for you. If you can make it live, I really encourage you to do that. And I do have a link to register for that in the description below. And so you can read about it, look at when the time is, and register if you'd like. I'd love to have you join me and start learning to really feel the universal sphere and this potential that we have, that we can consciously, intentionally choose our experiences from the unified field and bring them into our lived human experience. So thank you so much for journeying with me here at Alchemy of Awakening on Awakening Airwaves. Please subscribe to our podcast so that you'll be notified with every single episode when it's released. Let me know in the comments what struck a chord, ask any questions you'd like, and let me know what you'd like to hear more about. So until next time, believe in yourself. You're a great being of light. Love you all. I'll see you next time.